All right, everybody, I'm just going to trust that this is working, and we're going to talk on the clock. This is Talk on the Clock, episode 4. Of course, I'm Rob Howell. You're on my darn page, so you should know that. But this guy, why don't you tell him who you are?
What's up, everybody? My name is David Gavry. I'm a realtor here in Las Vegas for Realty One Group Summerlin, specifically on the Stacy Shealy team. And I'm grateful to be back. Nice to see all of you. And nice to hang with you again, Rob.
Yeah, man. Yeah, always good to hang with you. So, David's back, of course, and that's his back as well. Oh, terrible joke.
You're a drummer, right?
I'm a pet dad joker, so they're really bad.
What's that drum? Ba-dum, psh, right?
Yeah, ba-dum, boom. All right, so today we got a few things we're going to talk about, and we're going to start the clock. We're going to do a little longer today. We're going to go ahead and go with, I don't know, I just want to randomly do 24 minutes. I couldn't decide between 30 or 20, so we're going to go 24 minutes. All right? Sound good?
All right, sounds good.
Here we go. What are we talking about, David? Where are we starting?
Ooh, okay, so we are taking the headline from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
That's right.
About how median home price here in Las Vegas compared to 1 year ago is exactly the same, or roughly the same.
Yeah, I think it's the same. Yeah.
Same median price.
For condos and for a single-family resident, that's kind of wild.
So, despite what people thought, things are going to shoot up or things are going to crash and plummet, everything in between. Oh, no, the world is ending. Yeah. No one can buy a house, which I understand the fears. Like, it's very reasonable to think what people thought this whole entire past year.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of interesting to see the numbers like that, to see that it's completely stayed the same, given all the craziness.
Stayed flat. Yeah.
Less transactions, though, right?
Less transactions, so we can talk a little bit about how we got here, because that's the reality is that there's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride along the way, and we can even share some of our little moments that we've had, but basically the market. Let's see. Let me even try to remember what's happened in the last year.
It's been a lot.
Yeah,
it's been a lot to where. It kind of feels like when the stock market shoots up and then it plummets and crashes down and, side to side, up and down craziness, but then you literally just end up back to where you were a year ago.
Yeah, and not only that, but none of the real shoot up, shoot down actually happened. It just kind of went eep, 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 eep,
yeah.
So like now I can recall this time last year, it looked like it was kind of bonkers because interest rates were going up. And then everybody was kind of panicking, and so prices were starting to go down a little bit, just a touch. The builders made a big move, and they were offering a ton of incentives. As a matter of fact, Angela O'Hare, who I'm often on her channel with, for 3 years I've been going on her channel. She called this, which was something of a surprise to me at the time, but she was saying, you better go buy a new home if you want to buy a new home or even a home at all because of the incentives they were giving at the time. They had loaded things up last year and at the beginning of, it was towards the end of the year and at the beginning of the year, and they were really packaging deals that were deals. Looking back on it.
And that seeped into the resale homes too, because they're like, oh wait, if builders are offering buy downs to make to get your rate a lower rate, or if they're offering X amount of money in closing costs, then sellers who are selling their homes said, oh, okay, maybe I should do that too. And it it became a buyer's market in a way, right?
Yeah, it was. It was. There was not quite crazy inventory, but there was enough there. And there was a little hangover from inventory that wasn't selling from a time where everybody was like, whoa. And meanwhile, it was only the interest rate that was changing. And now we've come a whole year later. Like what happened by the time spring happened, it was springing. We actually bounced back up. So we had a little dip, and then we bounced back up. I think we went back over the last high of the market. And then we settled back down. And along the way, of course, rates have been rising again and continue to rise. And here we are a year later, and it's the same as it was a year ago. That's
wild.
That's pretty funny. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster. And what I think that there's a real testament to be set, for Las Vegas there.
Yeah.
My experience and it's so wild, all the things that are happening in Las Vegas right now. The other day I was sitting there, and I have to, we keep track of this, right? So whether I'm looking at what's articles or just seeing what's happening here and there, Facebook or the news, there was so much stuff happening just in Las Vegas. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So much news coming out, so many different attractions building, like, they solidified you had a little bit of a list. Do you have it off the top of your head?
Yeah, all the event. We've got Formula One coming up, which is humongous, and any Vegas local will tell you what a pain it has been traffic-wise, getting to and from the Strip, near the Strip, around the Strip. The Spaghetti Bowl, just how bad the I-15 has become. It's been insane, all the construction projects that are going on to get ready for this Formula One event. Mm-hmm. And then that's just one thing. That's only one thing. In addition to the grand opening of the Sphere, like we talked about last time, with U2 and everything happening like that. Super Bowl's coming up. Did they get a performer for halftime?
They did. It's oh god.
Is it Usher?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I was gonna guess Taylor Swift or somebody like that. But yeah, it's
Swifties. That would have been funny.
And I think all of us locals are kind of hoping that after Formula One, the traffic will die down. That's the hope.
Nah.
You don't think so? It's just going to keep
going?
Maybe
a little bit, but there's so much other
it's here to stay.
Yeah, no, because here's the thing. The traffic, this is where I was going with Vegas and why it's, holding so firm overall, is because it is such a hot spot for everybody to come to. So what I'm seeing is, in my personal business, is that not a lot of locals are really moving. Usually you have the typical, I'm going to upgrade my home, move from one home to another, especially in an upward moving market where they've got equity. People will say, okay, I want a single story now, or I want a bigger home in the Ridges, or I want whatever it is, they're trying to do that. People are not doing that in Vegas. Very, very little. Whatever's there is sort of a trickle. The rest is all people coming to town. The traffic is not going to get better because the traffic to town we are a soft landing spot for people in other states. And I don't want to go too long about that, but that's what's happening.
Oh boy. So traffic's here to stay. But good news, if you're from a big city in California in New York or Chicago or Houston or Phoenix, the traffic is still pretty easy to navigate.
Yeah,
it's for us spoiled locals that have been here, like Rob, have been here for a long time, who could just zip and get everywhere within 10, 15 minutes.
Yep.
Poor guy now it's not going to get there until 25 minutes maybe.
Yeah, so my trip to Lake Las Vegas used to be 30 minutes and now it's 40. I'm crying.
It's a hard knock life out there.
It's tough. But one thing I do is I just do not go down to the Strip unless I absolutely have to.
It is a nightmare right now.
I
love going to the Strip, but it is just with all the Formula One, at least from that perspective, I hope that it clears up just a little bit. Yeah. But also the Formula One, that's a spectacle.
The construction for that, it'll ease up a little bit, but I just think overall, it's probably going to be maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
You know why I'm going to the Strip? I'm going to go to the Strip this weekend, actually, or Friday. I'm going to go.
What are you seeing?
Theo Vaughn, baby.
Yeah. Gang.
Gang.
Man, I saw Theo Vaughn in Chicago. Got to be 10 years ago. It was free tickets. It was like when the improv emails you free tickets. Yeah. And me and Mary, we were like, yeah, free tickets to the improv, let's go. And he was hilarious. And so I'm really happy to see how much he's progressed since then, and also
how much he cost since then.
How much more expensive he's gotten since then.
This wasn't free.
Yeah, well, he's performing at Resort World. How do you know?
Right. It'll be my first time going there.
Yeah, he's not performing at no Motel 6. This guy's doing it big. So
he would though. He would perform at a Motel 6. He would do that.
So I'm excited that he's doing it like that.
Yeah, man. So I wanted to segue from what we were talking about, which is that median home price stayed the same for year over year. From this time last year, we're the same. So a lot of fear out there. Like if you were just reading headlines and looking at YouTube, you'd think, my God,
the world's ending.
And listen, I don't know what's happening next week, let alone months from now. but it does feel that way. But when you look at it, Las Vegas, I want to take some fear out of you folks out there, because I know that on my channel, these are a lot of people that live here, maybe even are coming back here or used to live here, care about Las Vegas. Vegas is going to do overall very well, no matter what happens. I really believe that. Super. I don't even think I believe it. I just know it.
Is Vegas too big to fail? You know what I mean? Like, anytime I hear fear and oh no, down, this and that,
Vegas
world
too
is
big to
ending.
fail?
I always think the casinos, like the casino business, like, is Caesars Entertainment going to let Vegas fail? Is MGM? Is Wynn? Just name all the big companies who have major investments here.
And those companies can band together and do a certain amount of holding things up, and they certainly did back in the Great Recession. I mean, they had to adjust, and that's something that Vegas, to me, all my life has been able to do. It has been able to work it out.
Yeah.
99-cent shrimp cocktail, folks. It gets the people in, and it gets people to and relatively speaking, we're still a cheap vacation compared to other vacations. So I think people still recognize that and still want to come to Vegas. And going back to F1, we are a worldwide destination. It's not just about like Californians or people nearby that come to Vegas, right? So worldwide. So anyway, are we too big to fail? No. The real answer is no. That's you don't know what could happen in the world, and
right.
The wrong set of events, anything could happen. But I think overall, just given the information as far as on the economic front and things like that, I think that's where I'm really pointing my what am I trying to say? My confidence. My confidence is in the information that comes from there. That fear, I think Vegas overcomes that. Doesn't mean we won't have a little bit of a dippery-do or a slippery slide here or there. But I just got to tell you, even maybe it's anecdotal, but for me and my business, I'm hanging in there. I know you're hanging in there too, and we're, maybe we're not doing the gangbusters that we were the years prior, but things are good, and it's not as if the sky is falling. So,
yeah, I mean, there's still opportunity out there. I think a lot of people, when they see headlines like that, they immediately just go underground and they think, well, I'll be back in 8 months.
Yeah,
but it's like, you don't just give up that easily. I mean, there's still things that can be done that you can do. So I always take it with a grain of salt. I always also think that whenever you see negativity, unfortunately, and we've talked about this before, negativity sells, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
That's, it's clickbait. People are only going to click a headline that is like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, because we've been sitting here talking about positive things. People are going to not watch this. Damn it, you folks! You folks!
Well, you just need a really negative clickbaity headline, and then just followed by, "Hey, life is good." Just kidding, we're all good.
I saw a funny meme. I follow some real estate groups and stuff on Facebook, and I saw a funny meme that was oh God, what's the Toy Story? What's the Buzz
Lightyear?
Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear is like sitting there, and he's like, I'm gonna wait till later to buy, and nobody else is thinking of this, so I'm gonna be taking advantage of my opportunity. And then it's like the bottom part of the meme is where it expands out, and there's like hundreds of Buzz Lightyears on the shelf doing the same thing. So that is what people are doing. They are holding off. Now listen, I get it. I think you can get it too. I know you can get it too. We know that this isn't going to be the appropriate time for everybody to be buying and selling. I said that at the beginning. Not everybody in Las Vegas locally is doing that. Mm-hmm. So the business is coming from out of state, a lot of it, and that's what's holding up Vegas. It's what's going to continue to hold us up.
Rob, I got a question for you. Since you know so much about the market, you've been in this such a long time. What scares you more, rates going down or rates going up? Given what you mentioned about all the Buzz Lightyears, all the people sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to drop, if that did happen, would that be more drastic, or would it be more drastic for rates to go up?
I think at this point, rates going up would be a problem.
Okay.
It's any much more, because right now the bond market is actually taking care of rates moving up. The bond market goes down, rates go up. It's been going down, rates have been staying up. So if the Fed comes in and says we want to move it up some more, that tells me we got other things. They're worried about more than just even. They're willing to hurt the real estate market even more because there's other things that they feel like they're not achieving, and that would be concerning. Now, if they were just suddenly to just reverse course and next,
Rates are back to 3%.
all of a sudden they just drop them, that would be nuts. Okay, that would be really bad for the market. And yes, while I think some people would be like, oh great, I can finally afford a home for a second, because everything would shoot up. All of a sudden the prices would go even higher.
It'll be like we saw in 2020, and 60 offers on one house.
Yeah, and then now where do you go from there? You've had too many runs. It's not good for the health of the market. So that could be scary, but that's not going to be the case. I just, that would be super irresponsible and just wouldn't make any sense at all. I already don't like what has been done. I don't like that they waited so long to raise rates all the way back in 21. They should have raised them. Anyway, it's getting into spilt milk at this point. But, anyway, let's dive into some other concerns that people have. Because there was a article about, and you know what, folks, I'll post these articles once we're done. I'll put them into the to the comments so you can read them if you'd like. There was an article about there's a, sorry, I'm going to actually bring it up. There's been a agreement between Arizona, Nevada, California. Where the hell is it? See, look, what did I do? Did I close it out? Rob. Oh, here it is. So there's been an agreement between Arizona, California, Nevada to commit record-setting conservation to protect Colorado River. This is another fear factor, if you will, that we've had, that people are always asking us about. What about the water? Well, what about the water? What do you think, David?
Yeah, that's definitely anyone I know who lives out of state, not necessarily California, but let's say even East Coast, and I say, oh, I live in Las Vegas, immediately the first thing they say is, oh, you guys don't have any water out there.
Yeah,
oh, you're in a desert.
Take showers?
Yeah, you're in a desert. You don't have. Well, I can't move to Vegas. You don't have any water.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, as I've learned a lot about the way Vegas does water conservation here, it's really amazing. We're ranked #1 in water conservation, just the way we do it. It's something like any water that goes down a drain gets recycled. Obviously, it's going to get cleaned and filtered and all that type of stuff. But that's why it's been a big thing about golf courses and lawns and water that does not go in a drain.
Can't be reclaimed.
So, the city pays you, I think it's like $3 a square foot, something like that, to rip out your grass and put in desert landscape yard type of stuff. So rocks, desert landscaping, as opposed to lots and lots of grass, which would require a lot of sprinklers. They're cracking down on golf courses even, like building more golf courses. New houses that have pools. Pools, I think, have to be something like 600 square feet, no larger.
600, something like that.
Which is still a great size pool. So, I don't think that it's an issue because we actually know more about it versus someone who lives all the way on the other side of the country who only sees the fear-mongering headlines of Vegas doesn't have any water.
Well, it's a rare case of where we've actually had the Southern Nevada Water Authority has actually looked ahead and been proactive about things long ago and started doing things to make sure that we would have water in Nevada. Now, we don't have time for me to tell you all the reasons why, but one reason I'm going to tell you is that if Lake Mead, first of all, we had a ton of water, we had a ton of rain, right? That helps this last year. I hope that continues. After 20 years of drought, I hope that we have tons more. I hope all these insects drive us nuts for the next 10 years because we have so much water. And maybe that will be the cause and effect. We have the cause of the drought, and then the effect is that we have many years of wet, getting a lot of water. That would be great for us. But even as, let's say that we go have a longer drought, dead pool in Lake Mead means dead pool for Arizona, California, and those are one of the two of the biggest water users. And it doesn't mean dead pool for Nevada. They put in that bottom feed that gets the water, and our dead pool for Nevada, for Southern Nevada, is at a lower level, which would mean that you'd have about 100 more feet before we actually ran out of water. Not that we want to get anywhere close to this, and that's why this agreement that has been made, while it's going to save something like 1 million acre feet of water, which if you don't know what an acre foot of water is, it's a lot of water, 1 million acre feet of water, and that's going to be good. We're making steps in the right direction with our partners in the states around us, and this is really important. I think this is really the key. The management of our water. Lake Mead is a man-made lake, and it needs to be man-managed.
Ooh, very good. Very well said.
That's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Now, the Colorado River is always obviously natural, but we pulled off of that to make the lake, right? So you got to manage these things. And we haven't managed it well with our states around us. And California hasn't had a water issue until they started getting affected. It's been a West Coast issue. The problem we have is actually a West Coast issue, not necessarily Nevada, because we have been number one. When the federal government came and said, who's got an idea, who's got a plan to all the states in the West, Nevada's the only one that raised their hand and said, we have a plan, and gave and submitted a plan.
And also, this ties into the fact that, because I think a lot of people think that Lake Mead and the Colorado River only feeds Nevada. But we have to share it with California, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado. Is it Wyoming? Am I missing anything?
Yeah, you got Wyoming. Yep.
So, a lot of people think
Mexico.
that, we got a lot of rain today. That's coming straight to Las Vegas. But we have to allocate it to all these places because there's farmland and, there's all types of reasons other than the fact that we have the city of Las Vegas, but there are places elsewhere that also need this water just as much.
Yep. It's a West Coast issue, but I want to say something that's also extremely encouraging. So again, this article will be in the comment. I'll put it down there. But this is a statement from Mr. John Etzminger from Southern Nevada Water Authority General Manager. Very important. All right. With a population of 2.3 million residents, Southern Nevada will use less than 200,000 acre feet of water this year, our lowest annual total since 1993, when the population was 900,000 people. Okay, as a river community, we can maintain the diverse, robust economies while using less water, and reductions in municipal and agricultural water use across the lower basin demonstrates that. That right there is a win for Nevada, using less water than we ever have, or we have since 1993.
And the population has almost tripled since then.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Wild.
That's how good we are at water conservation.
So we're doing something right. Keep it up, folks. It's so important to know this information.
Because it's so easy to get fearful. It's so easy to see the headline and think, oh, no, the world's ending again. But dig deep into it and understand what we're doing about it. We are doing things about it. We're not.
Right.
We're not. And I feel like it goes back to is Vegas too big to fail? Because I always think, are these gigantic mega corporations going to allow something like even water ruin their investments that they have here in this town?
I generally believe that when you have millions of people having the problem gets solved, generally speaking. I mean, we could talk about some world events that we could still scratch our heads about why we have problems.
Let me ask you this. Are they ever going to let them take away the Bellagio fountains because we're low on water?
Maybe. And listen, that's something I want to make that final statement. The statement that was said by Southern Nevada Water Authority, we need to look like the desert that we are. Okay? So yes, maybe if it has to go to that level, I'm all for it. Because if it means I can still drink water, have my shower, live my life, and have the necessary water that we all need. Okay,
I don't know, Rob. I think I'll have to not shower to get the Bellagio fountains.
They might make us do that. Sorry, we're rationing your water today because we need to have the fountains going. No, but you get my hint. You get my drift, and they're doing a lot of things. I can tell you, like if you go up to the lakes right here, you live right between. You see what they're doing there, right?
Yeah.
So I happened to catch my buddy who is
he's talking about the lakes, the neighborhood that is one of the only 2 neighborhoods or 3 neighborhoods in all of Las Vegas that has man-made water, has a man-made lake.
Well, we have a few of them, but maybe
other than Lake Las Vegas or living in
maybe it's
City.
the size of that that water, but we have a few that have that. They have water features. Maybe there's a difference in what lake
constitutes.
Is.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, we're running out of time here, but that I guess I guess we're combating fears today, right?
Yeah. Thanks for watching us, and happy to at least just do some digging and some research into these fears without just running around fearful without knowing the scoop behind it.
Absolutely.
It's so easy to just fall for the fearful headlines and then just live your life in fear all the time. But like, know what's going on. Know that this is the deal with the prices and rates, and this is also the deal with the water. And there's our timer. Is that our alarm? I love it.
That is our alarm. Yeah, I'm gonna do the clock on the wall eventually here. And I'm working out the kinks, and I hope this actually. I have no idea. We could have been talking to a phone this whole time.
We do not know if this recorded. So thank you for listening, but also if it didn't record, thank you phone for. That's our. I guess
for the practice.
Yeah, for the.
But I want to thank you, David, as always, for being here. Thank you too, Rob. Thank you. We always want to bring something that we think is informative, and you can get something out of it. Share the video if you like. That'd be awesome. I'm going to put it up on YouTube as well, unedited. That's really how it's going to go for these things. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. I'm Rob Howe, and I'm all about houses and you. And this guy is David Gavry. What are you about?
Oh, you put me on the spot. What am I about? just about having a good time and being honest and just doing it right.
All right.
Oh, that sounds cheesy. Did that get recorded or we cut off? Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Hey, I got to put you on the spot.
Yeah,
right?
no, this is good.
You got to get it. He'll have something next time. He'll tell you what he's all about.
I'll have a catchphrase for you next time.
That's
for sure.
right. David Gavry. Something. All right.